Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Radio FreakJam.
Good evening, people. It's Monday night for those of you that can't remember. This is why I do these things. Do them on a regular basis. You get regularity and some sort of schedule in the week. It helps. It does. Trust me. Tune into Radio FreakJam on a Monday, on a Thursday. Join the quiz night on a Saturday. And your week's set. It's brilliant. So, happy May the 4th. Happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you and all that sort of stuff. I've been thinking about how to try and get a Star Wars link into the show, and I've done it. I'm not going to play any sort of John Williams music and get my arse sued or anything like that, but it's there. I'm there. I've done it. We'll get to that a bit later on. For those of you who don't know, Star Wars Day, May the 4th be with you, May the 4th be with you, and tomorrow is the Revenge of the 5th, or the Sith, depends which way you look at it. So, I'm a bit of a Star Wars nerd. I like my Star Wars. I was born in 76. Star Wars was released in 77. And of course I grew up with it. Every Christmas, Empire Strikes Back and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, we're here. It's good. Tonight's not really about Star Wars, as much as I'd like it to be, sometimes. Tonight is about music. And we all like music. So I'm going to open off. We kind of tried to do a competition for a jingle, and we got a couple of submissions, and in the end I just went with Pete Sippers. Pete's a very old friend of mine. He's now moved to America. He's out there, he's got his studio set up, and he's got his band Crash Transit, who I've played some songs for in the past. I'm going to give you another one. I've been listening to a lot of Crash Transit while we were in isolation. And there's one song which I'm trying to get Pete to send me called Man in a Cage, which is just blew my mind. Absolutely brilliant track. I haven't got it yet, so I'm not playing that one. I hope everyone in the chat's all right. I see Mo's out there and Tim's out there. I see a few other you are watching but not talking. Do get in the chat room. Do say hello. And yeah. Let's get on with some music. It's a radio show, not me talking crap. Well, no more than usual.
Bitch came back just to pick up the cat. Never liked that furry since the day it was got. And she left no letter, no port of call. Kicked a hole in the wall, skinny legs and all. The girl's gone wild, almost had to smile. She was kicking my can, but she did it with style. Then she spent my money, my MasterCard. Left my clothes and guitar burning in the front yard. I miss my ex, but my aim's getting better. I miss my ex like days of bad weather. I miss my neck, I swore it was forever. Oh, I miss my ex, one day I'm gonna get her, yeah. I'm gonna get her. Chick got slick, kinda made me sick. She was taking the bows, I was taking the hits. Trash talking up and down the block. I was walking the line, she was walking the walk. Then it all went wrong like a country song. She was gone for good, all the good was gone. Now she's back in the swing, in the back of a car, with my good time buddies in a crosstown bar. I miss my ex, but my aim's getting better. I miss my ex like days of bad weather. Ooh, I fixed my bets, I know I wouldn't let her. Said I miss my ex, one day I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna get her. Oh, not me bloody guitars.
Crash Transit there, X. Is that X copy, Pete? That's what the MP3 said. It didn't sound right to me, but I've left it in. Let me know, I'll change that. But lyrically, I just love that track. I miss my ex, but one day I'm gonna get her. We've all thought it. We've all been there. Come on, let's be honest. So we've got lots of music tonight. Quite a few new tracks as well being submitted. Thank you guys. Remember, if you do want to submit your tracks, you can submit them to radio@freakjam.co.uk. That's radio@freakjam.co.uk. So, you know, we're all in isolation, although it seems a lot of the British public have decided they're not anymore. Neighbours having parties and barbecues going on and all that sort of stuff. But, you know, I've been spending my time in isolation, chatting with old friends and bits and pieces, and to relieve some of the drinking boredom, I've been following my friend Mick White's mixology videos on Facebook, where he's been doing cocktails and bits and pieces like that. And one thing he did tell me how to make was a daiquiri. And very pleased he has, because we've had 3 quiz nights now fueled by daiquiris, and they're lovely, and Tony and I love it, and we're really enjoying it. So I'm going to play you a Mick White track, an old Mick White track. He's got loads of new stuff coming out, and he won't let me play it. And yeah, I'm upset, but I'll be patient. I will wait until this stuff, because when this stuff comes out, you're all going to love it a lot. So this is an old Mick White track from the 7 Days, if that's a thing. This is Ride. And that's what we got to do, ladies and gentlemen. We got to ride this thing out, and we're going to, with a bit of help from music like that. It's fantastic. So, as I said, Mick White and I have been friends for a long time, and we lost contact. Mick moved away primarily to be with his son, Jake. Now, I've never had the pleasure of meeting Jake, just like Mick's never had the pleasure of meeting my kids. And anyone who's followed the Thursday Jam night have seen my kids come on, play a couple of songs for us. It's been really nice. And I was joyed to learn that Mick's son, Jake, has also followed in his footsteps and is doing music, which is wonderful. And then Mick put out a post of one of Jake's tracks, and I had a listen. And I was blown away, to be honest, because Jake is 13. Jake has played all the instruments himself. With a bit of help from his music teacher, has produced and mixed a track, which is available to buy on Bandcamp, ladies and gentlemen. So go and find Jake T. White, on Bandcamp, and go and buy this track. Have a listen, and you'll see the maturity of the music from coming from a 13-year-old. It's absolutely amazing. Jake, big props to you, and Mick, good parenting, dude.
I look in the mirror, what do I see? I see her standing right next to me, with a beautiful eyes and long brown hair. But when I turn around, she isn't there. I see her every day. I don't know if I can turn away. I want her to stay, but I know she doesn't feel the same way. I'm in love with you, but I know it's not a two-way street. But when I'm not around you, I feel incomplete. I'm in love with you, but I know it's not a two-way street. But when I'm not around you, I feel incomplete. From dusk to dawn, she's in my dreams. But it is not all how it seems. I wake to find that she's not there, and in reality she doesn't care.
Oh, Jake T. White there with Two-Way Street, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you'd agree that for 13 years old, that song is got a level of maturity to it. And the fact that he's sung that, played the guitars, programmed the drums, the bass, the keyboards, all of that is Jake, with a bit of help from his music teacher. You know, Jake done his grade 4 back in December and passed that with distinction. And he's going on to do his grade 6, and he's got big things in plans. He's been doing gigs, he's been doing all sorts of stuff, so go and check out Jake's stuff. I just want to say, take a moment to be a bit sentimental. I started in music by watching bands, and Mick's band, The New Originals, was one of those. And you find these people in life who are doing what you want to be doing, and they become friends with you. Mick, Bart Foley, Joanna Burns, Stuart Waterman, Dave Ruffy, all these people that I was kicking around with down the Redback, who took time out to talk to me, help me, advise me. And it's really lovely to see now that that baton is being passed on to the next generation, my children, Mick's children. I know Joe's got children now. So it's, brilliant things coming from this this whole lockdown, even if it wasn't what I was expecting from it. So, Jake, keep at it, man. And Mick, pleasure. Thanks for sending that over to me so I could play that. It's wicked. So, talking about generations and bits and pieces like that, I was digging through all of my MP3s and stuff, and we've lost people along the way. Stephanie Lamoureux, Jules Fothergill, Al McWilliam, and Al was a very accomplished bass player who used to play on our circuit, used to come down the Jam, used to be quite a big part of the scene that we were in. And I found a track that I worked on with him and Laura Madeley, who was also another Jam Night regular. And I thought I'd give it a play. It's not the best of mixes, I'll be honest with you. I did it, I can say that. But it's a good memory. So this is Al McWilliams and Laura Madeley with a track called Running Back.
Said that I'd never let you get the better of me, yet here I am down on my knees.
running back there with Laura and Al. I do believe that was Tony on backing vocals as well, actually. Yeah, again, good time to remember these things. That was a nice find, actually. We've been digging through archives a lot recently. We had our quiz night and we had the show last Thursday, and Hayden's been popping up, who used to be the drummer in Frequency, and Caesar's been popping up, who was the guitarist in Frequency, and one thing's led to another, and suddenly we're going to be recording some tracks that we never got to record when the band was together. Have to make a few adjustments. A few people have left us, as I said. But it's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to that. I will play you a Frequency song a bit later. One of Tim's favourites, actually, I've got lined up. And talking of Tim, when he moved to America and left us and broke all of our hearts, he hooked up with lots of other people and he started doing some stuff online. And one of the guys he started working online with is a guy called Kirk Farmer. And Tim's very kindly sent me a few tracks of Kirk's to play with Tim playing the guitars on it. So we'll get straight into it. This one's for you, Tim.
River fall, river flow, all day long. The blue sky over me, over you. The sky so blue, come down by the misty stream. We dream of love, fist jumping through the funky beat of the soul.
Oh, that was the Possum Stomp there by Kirk Farmer, featuring our very own Tim Caesar O'Sullivan. I really enjoyed that, actually. That's a bit... I said I've got a lot of earworms on this playlist. Earworms, indeed, on this playlist tonight. I'm just a sucker for a good chorus. I really am. It's just the way it is. Again, all of this stuff is interconnected. So a good friend of mine now was introduced to me by Tim, who he used to work with. And I already knew another band member because I was working for them. And it turned out that I worked for Brian Burrows of Spider, and Tim worked with Dave Sniffer Bryce of Spider. And Tim brought Dave down the jam night. We met, we got talking. He asked me to sing a song I'd never even heard before and didn't like my interpretation. Yeah, such is life. And that song was a song called Here We Go Rock and Roll, which has kind of become a bit of a staple at the jam night. So technically they weren't unsigned when they done this, but Dave doesn't mind, and I know Brian won't mind, and Colin and Robbie, they'll be fine with me playing this. YouTube probably won't, but I know the band will. So here's a bit of Spider for you, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go, rock and roll.
Here we go, rock and roll. Can you hear me tonight on your radio? Once again, we stake our claim, doing the rounds for good old rock and roll. Here we go, rock and roll. Can you hear me tonight on your radio? Once again, we stake our claim, doing the rounds for good old rock and roll. Well, you can write to your local station, but they won't understand. Won't play the things you went for, just play the same old plan. Clogging up the airwaves with what they want to hear. Music for the mindless, music for all things. Here we go, rock and roll. Can you hear me tonight on your radio? Once again, we stake our claim, doing the rounds for good old rock and roll. The latest record, the blacking day and night. There's lots of weird noises, and our students delight. Here comes the latest fashion, the trendies will adore. Get ready to be programmed, the bottom minds and more. Here we go, rock and roll. Can you hear me tonight on your radio? Turn up your radio. Once again, we're gonna stake our claim, doing the rounds for good old rock and roll. Here we go, rock and roll. Can you hear me tonight on your radio? Destroy your radio. Once again, we're gonna stake our claim, doing the rounds for good old rock and roll. Here we go, rock and roll. Can you hear me tonight on your radio? Turn up your radio. Once again.
Turn up your radios indeed, ladies and gentlemen, especially Radio FreakJam. That was Spider. Here we go, rock and roll. And, as I said, it reminds me of jam night. And that's a good thing right now because, I'm forgetting what it's like at Bumbles. I'm forgetting what it's like to perform. But soon, hopefully, fingers crossed, more news Sunday on exit strategies and stuff like that, apparently. So I've just realised I've got 2 songs in here. I'm just going to swap the order around a little bit because it just makes more sense in my mind to do it this way. So, yeah. Again, it all links. Dave Bryce was a guest on MSI, and another guest on MSI was my good friend Paul Miro, who I've spoke about before. So, Paul had an album coming out called Sometimes You Get Got. And he had a track on there which we kind of agreed needed a Robert Palmer style video with my mate Paul playing, but instead of the band being dressed in black dresses with long black hair, they'd be clones from Star Wars. I said I'd get a Star Wars link in here somehow. Obviously budgets and stuff like that didn't allow. So I got my son's Lego out and I'd done the stupid little Lego routine to his song, just as a bit of a Mickey take, a bit of a gimmick for him. I'd done one stop frame animation before this with Morgan, just mucking around on a Sunday afternoon with him. And I'd done this, and I eventually, it turned into a full-length Star Wars Lego animated video. Not the best animation, to be honest. I've learnt a hell of a lot since then. But the song was called Borderline Clone. I absolutely love it. Dave from Spider has asked me to play some Paul Miro tonight, so it figures that I play that after Spider. So here we are. Paul Miro, Borderline Clone.
Hey everybody, I'm a borderline clone. My hands on fire, but my feet are stone. Mind over matter is a waste of time. Yeah, baby, I don't matter and you don't mind. Walking through the aisle
Borderline clone there, Paul Miro. Go check out my dodgy animated Star Wars Lego video for that on his channel, Paul Miro, on YouTube. And it's funny how these things work. So another guy I was working with at the time, who I played his music last week, I think, Ian Blackwood in Canada, saw that, asked me, could I do something similar? So he chucked a load of songs at me. I played one song which I'd done a sort of black and white video for last week called The Rhythm. This week I'm going to play the other Lego animation video that I've done for him. Just makes sense. It flows. It's a good segue, man. You learn things about me you never knew and probably didn't need to or want to. But still, you know it now. It's all good. So here is Ian Blackwood and the Bipolars with Save Me.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Sweating like I'm on the run, blood pumping through my veins. The world has shown me who it is, ain't going back again. Staring down the desert sun drives a man insane. Better that than a life poured down the drain. Hands were out, all bets were down. There was something up their sleeve. Dirty cheats, no good crooks, lying little thieves. Deep in it, the dirty grit. This ain't what I need. Oh my God, will something save me? Oh yeah, somebody save me. 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 Somebody save me. Somebody save. That hard road on your own keeps coming after me. A one-man fight, no end in sight. A desperate dead man's plea. I am pressed against my back. Now I'm on my knees. Oh my God, nothing will save me. Oh yeah, somebody 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 save me. Somebody save me. Somebody save me. Oh yeah, 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 somebody save me. Somebody save me. Somebody save me.
Let's be honest, we could all do with a bit of saving at the moment. Probably from ourselves. Yeah. However it goes. Ian Blackwood, Save Me. Again, another little Lego animation I'd done as a little music video. It was all Wild West orientated. They were riding horses and it was trains and it was just fun. Real good fun. And we'd stepped up our level of animation by then as well. So it looks a bit better. So yeah, making videos is something I've done for quite a few bands now, and it was a nice surprise last week to be contacted by the What If generation, who entered a competition I run on Facebook and didn't win, but they came second. I gave them a plug because I thought they were cool. And Lee Adaway, who is the singer for the band and the guitarist as well, one of the guitarists I do believe, contacted me recently on Facebook and asked could I help him with a music video. Obviously, we're all stuck indoors. We can't go out and film. We can't do things like that. So what do? We look at what's available to us, and between us, we've come up with a nice concept for a video, and it's looking great. I'm not going to play you the video tonight because I don't play videos on this show. You all know this by now. We're going to play the video on Thursday, but I'm going to play you the track because the track's really cool. Often when you're doing videos, you're listening to that music over and over again in sections, in full, and it can get rather tedious. I didn't get bored of this track, which is a good sign to me. You know, that means that it's the essence of a good song that I'm not getting bored of listening to over and over again. So this is the What If generation with Again and Again. Do you see what I did there?
Can you hear all that I hear? Do you see the same things as me? Am I blinded by TV lights? Am I dulled down to think that wrong is right? And all I know is what I know. And all I know is what I'm told again and again. And you walk on water in your mind, playing the long game, pretending it's fine, but we don't mind following the blind. No, we don't mind following the blind. And all I know is what I know. And all I know is what I'm told. Time and again. When the water ceases to flow and the valleys get sucked into cracks in the earth, remember what we had. It can't be that bad. Remember what we had. It can't be that bad. And all I know is what I know. And all I know is what I'm told again
Again and again, the What If generation. I said, love that track. Elements of Floyd, elements of Muse. And just to show you how small the music sphere around us is, the lead guitarist on that track is Peter Gillespie. And there is another friend of mine, Lee Drinkwater, who has depped for the band on the bass in the past. They were both in a band called the Metronomes. And the lead singer of the Metronomes was Laura Madeley, who was playing on the track I played with Al McWilliam earlier. I'd never met Lee Adaway until I haven't even met him yet. We've spoken on the phone. But that's how it works out. And it's a very, very small world. But that track's going to be available soon to buy, I do believe, around mid-June. They've got the video coming out as well. And I will be debuting the video for us on Radio FreakJam on Thursday. So tune in for that. So we're getting close to the end, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us. If you are interested in the Thursday show, potentially coming on and join us, giving us a song, playing some piano. We've even had a poet, spoken word style thing on. If you want to come on and do something like that, you're more than welcome to join us. Drop me an email at radio@freakjam.co.uk or go to freakjam.co.uk, hit the Radio Freak Jam button, go to join us, and then there's a little form there where you can book in your time, give us your details, and it tells you exactly what you need to do the show. And if you need to set up and make sure everything's working, we can do that as well before you come on and see us. It's a good night, lots of good music, lots of good chat, lots of laughter, and lots of drinking. And Saturday nights we have the Freak Jam quiz, which we've done 3 now, which is generally a music quiz hosted by a different person each week. Next week we've got Diana Braid and David Vine, where hats apparently are compulsory. So we'll see what happens with that. So, as I said, I mentioned Frequency earlier. And Hayden, I've been talking to, and Ian Mauricio, Lillian, or Dobby, whichever you want to call him. Been chatting to the boys, and after they finished with Frequency, they moved on to another band called Northside, or Funky Dory, as I remember it being first, with another guy who played in Frequency, which was Jules Fothergill. Sadly, Jules left us just over a year ago. But Northside, as they are now, are carrying on. They've got themselves a new guitarist, who is Marcus, who is Jules' protege, and Lorna, who was Jules' wife, who's still singing with them. And they're just a brilliant blues funky band. And I had a chat with Hayden, and he's happily sent me some tracks this way, so I'm going to play you one of those now, and then I'll play you out with Frequency just to keep that chain going, and give you a little tease of what might be coming up if we can get it together. So here is Northside with Storyteller's Daughter.
Watch your mouth, I can hear you talk about it. Sell my soul for me, why don't you? Well, take a bail. Shit, you must be feeling so much better. Still, at least I got my head on straight. So you wanna know what makes me? You really wanna share some of my time? Well, I'm a storyteller's daughter. Do you really wanna write this down now? Well, do you really wanna write this down now? Well, your paper really sold me short. I mean, with all my hair messed up. Well, does this look good on me? Well, really. Still, at least I got my head on straight. Well, your little snap happy surely caught me with my guard down. Said I should be grateful somehow. But get up, rest your soul last year, yeah. Still, at least I got my head on straight. So you wanna know what makes me? You said you really wanna share some of my time. Well, I'm a storyteller. Do you really want to write this down? You see, I'm just feeling so sleepy right now. But I can take a trip beyond that line, honey. Still, at least I got my head on straight. So you wanna know what makes me? You said you really wanna share some of my time. Well, all the stories that I thought heard of you. Do you really wanna write this down now? Well, do you really wanna write this down? Said all the stories that I thought heard of you. Do you really wanna write this down now? Well, do you really wanna write this down?
Storyteller's Daughter there by Northside. Shout out to H, Ian, Lorna and Marcus. Hope you guys are doing well in isolation. So yeah, brings us kind of round to the close. Now, so I'm trying to sort of play you an old track of mine generally. And obviously with talk of Hayden and Ian, that brings us back to Frequency. With Paul Holland and Tim, who played on the Kurt track earlier. And also Mr. Pete Sipper, who mastered the album, who opened the show. So we've gone round in a big complete circle. Guys, thank you very much for joining me. Nice to see you in the chat room. Nice to see everyone's enjoying the tunes and bits and pieces like that. As I said, I'm going to keep this going as long as possible. If you've got any more music you want me to throw out there, radio@freakjam.co.uk. So Frequency I'm going to say I'm going to be definite about this. We'll be putting out at least one track. At least one. Probably two, maybe three, if you're lucky. But until then, just to tide you over, any Frequency fans can have a bit of this. We used to open with this pretty much every gig because Tim insisted. Here is Another Day.
Been watching paint drying on a Sunday afternoon. come. To remind me of another day to come. To show the world to other men, leave a message for the sons. To remind me of another day to come. Teach a world of love and hate.